Why, hi there, it's Uncle Ron, and I'm going to answer a question from the Digital Dice mailbag. And if you got a question for either Dave or myself, Digital Dice at yahoo.com or respond to the video. And we've done mailbags before, but William Moses has got a couple good questions, and I thought instead of doing this as a show that I would just kind of answer these myself. In fact, the first question I don't really have an answer for, so maybe you guys out there in YouTube land can help. All right, first question is, I have found that I really enjoy playing the current playoffs. Okay, I just finished playing the college football playoffs using Final Score College Football by Downey Games. I even set up because I can talk, Ron, the 12-team format that the college football will be using next season, just to see how it played out. I'm in the process of playing the NFL playoffs in Fast Drive Football. I really enjoy Fast Drive Football. That's from Downey, I believe. It gives you just enough game activity and plays to make it exciting. Okay, Dave likes it too. My first question is this. With March 2 months away and the NCAA basketball tournament to begin, is there any college basketball game you can suggest that does not just give me a final score, but does not take an hour to complete the game? I have played regular season basketball and enjoyed it, but it doesn't have many seasons, and I'm sure it won't have this year's teams out in time to play the tournament. I'd like a game to be about 10 to 15 minutes. Any suggestions? No, I really don't. I think if you emailed Marco Walter and said, are you planning on doing this year's tournament or at least this year's Sweet 16, he may be able to get it up and out. There is Above the Rim, which is a free game you can play on Excel. Scott Yost, Scoop 95, I think, on YouTube, and S Yost with numbers after that on Delphi is the guru of making college basketball seasons. Above the Rim is a tremendous game. It is a free to grab Excel spreadsheet game based on Status Pro. And while it would take longer than 10 to 15 minutes to play, it gets you everything, and you can replay everything. In fact, every NBA season, even pre-shot clock, has been made for it. And did I mention it was free? But as far as what you're looking for, I'm not sure. I know that Action PC will have the teams at some point during the course of the tournament. Again, email Marco and see what he can do. I mean, I think Marco will produce seasons if you ask. You know, he wants to know that people are playing the game. By the way, regular season basketball is fantastic. Dave gave it to me for Christmas with a couple of seasons. Just doesn't stream all that well, but trust me, it is one whale of a game. I know Chris Dole has a basketball game out, but I believe that's a long play game. So, and I know that Al Wilson has no interest in doing the fast his version of the basketball of his football and baseball games, fascinating baseball and such. He's no interest in doing basketball and or hockey. You might want to check out Highlight Maker Hoops from Play.com to see what they have available. I don't know if there's a college version of that out or not, or that. So anyone out there that is interested in, may know what a good highlight version of a college basketball game is that can help him quench his thirst, let us know in the comments, and we can hook you guys up together for that, because people want to do that. In fact, we're talking about turning that into, some sort of type of show on. We've already done the story games, but as far as the highlight games are becoming a favorite of a lot of people. Question number 2 is, I often hear you guys mention how you replayed a whole season. I was wondering how you play an entire season, especially baseball. I can somewhat understand football, but even that would take forever to play each game each week. Please help me understand how you replay seasons. Playing that many games would be insane. Thanks for all you do, William Moses. Well, thank you for the question. Now, what I do when I say that I've replayed a season, if you've watched my streams, you know how I do. I generally do 3 to 5 games a week, and have the computer sim out the rest of them, because there's no way I could play 2,430 games. Now, if you had a favorite season, let's say your team won the World Series when you were a teenager and want to relive that, yes, you could theoretically play every game from there, and it would take 2 to 3 years to do. If you go over to Delphi or StratFan Forum or any of those and read, it has been done. It can be done, but you really do have to be committed to whatever it is that you want to replay in order to really, really love it and live it. Because, my goodness, once you get to the Mariners and the A's circa 1979 in August, when both teams are 40 games out of first place, that becomes a snooze fest. So when I do the replays I do for my baseball season, again, 3 to 5 games a week with the computer playing the rest in Action PC with a full playoff. Now this year I'm doing 88, so you will get both the full American League Championship Series, National League Championship Series, and World Series. When I did the modern season last year, the computer played some of the league divisional games, and I played games 1, 4, and 5, and then did the full rest of the playoffs, because it's a lot of games, and it takes a long time to do. You're right. And again, any game engine is going to, if you go that far, is going to have its faults. So you can do it. If, again, you really do have to love that particular season or team or era to want to do that. I know people who've done it in hockey, who've played every game. You know, if you do an original 6 season, it's not that many games. It's just a couple hundred. Or basketball or what have you. But I think most people will pick out one team and play in baseball 162 games of that particular team. RJL, Robert Ladson, will pick a game of the day, and I think he does 3 days on his streams every night, and then roll for the fast score for the rest of the final scores for that game. So he's playing one in pretty much quick simming with dice roll the other 20 or 21, and he can rip through a season pretty quick. He's already, I believe, close to Memorial Day at his, and he and I pretty much started at the same time. It'll be October before I'm done. He will be done, I believe, in May, if not sooner, just the way that he plays it. But again, he does one game pretty much for every 3 game days. So that's the single team is probably the most common way to do that. You get used to playing the one team. You play everybody, so you get a taste of everybody, especially if you like with doing a basketball or a hockey where you do play everybody. Football will be the easiest for a full-fledged everybody plays everybody thing, because there's only 250 some odd games over the course of a season. And again, there's no time frame for when to finish it. Dave Gardner did, I believe, in not Ultra Quick Hockey, but maybe Final Score or another one of those quick score games. He did an entire NHL season, and it came out unbelievably close to bang on. And he did that over the course of a couple of weeks. But again, you're only rolling for Final Score. So again, one sport, pick a team, pick game of the week, which is essentially what I do, 3 games a week, and just concentrate on those games. You get a good sense of everybody. The computer, anyone that has an AI at this point, it's pretty good, whether it's Action PC or OOTP or even HAL and Stratomatic. If you want to go out and just play pure cards and dice with that, my recommendation is take your favorite team in your favorite season and just roll for the standings in that, or just go with the only games that change the final standings are the ones that you play. So if you're playing 4 games better than you did in real life, you adjust the standings accordingly. So let's say you're a Phillies fan and you're playing the Mets in, let's say, 82 or 83, and maybe you went 9-9 against the Mets in real life. If you won 4 more games against the Mets, then it would be 13-5. You adjust accordingly to standings, and voila, it's there. It really depends on what you want to do. But that's how most people do a full season replay. It's not necessarily every game from every team that they manually play out. It is, favorite team, game of the week type stuff. And there are some that will go out and do that. But again, that would take, it depends on how much time you have to play. Baseball is easier because you can do games in 20, 30 minutes. So an hour and a half a day will probably get you a 3-game series done, even in probably Stratomatic Super Advanced. But it depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it and how much involvement you want to do. But if someone was to look to see, okay, I really want to do a season replay, favorite team, or favorite 2 teams, because right now in Action PC offline I'm doing Canadians and Islanders 78-79. So I just play their games. The computer plays the rest. You get a good balance of you see everybody, you play against everybody. They're good teams, so you want to go back and play some more. The computer does all the heavy lifting. So that's how I do my season replays. Again, if you're right, if you want to do a pure football replay, it can be done. It takes a while. Depends on how patient you are in getting a project done. So, William, thank you so much for your questions. I do appreciate it, and so does Dave. So if you guys got questions that Dave can answer either live in a chat or me in a one-off video like this, let us know in the comments. Or write to digital2dice at yahoo.com. I'm Ron Zucker. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.